has to be done about speeding drivers in New York City.
It comes after a horrific crash in Brooklyn that killed a mother and her 2 children. Another, a 4-year-old boy, is still in the hospital fighting for his life.
Authorities say that the driver was speeding at the time. She's still in the hospital, but faces a long list of charges.
So what we have here is a senseless act of insanity here, a senseless act of a person not being a good person, and it goes down to show that Democrats have caused a lot of issues in this city. And we're going to be going over a few things as well, where, I have Democrats kind of blaming the cars for all this. And then, the woman saying she was a demon or what have you. And, this family of 3 pretty much almost all killed because this woman just had to have adrenaline rush. She had to have the need for speed. And it is just crazy. I can't tell you on how insane that this person is here, but what I grasp. But without further ado, guys, let's get into a little bit of the story.
Yeah, Danny, and this afternoon, lawmakers will rally hoping what happened on Saturday will never happen again. That has the 4th victim. The 4-year-old boy is recovering here at Maimonides Medical Center, but the harsh reality is that when he wakes up, his mother and his 2 siblings' lives were cut far too short, will unfortunately be his new normal. I want to get straight to some surveillance video right now, and this is a memory of the family's final steps walking to a relative's house before mother Natasha and her daughters 8-year-old Diana and 5-year-old Deborah were killed.
Yeah, so what we have here is a woman that has had a need for speed, that wanted to go fast, and ended up crashing into a vehicle with a mother and her children. Unfortunately, the boy, well, not unfortunately in this sense, unfortunately the boy is still alive, apparently still in a coma-like state, and is waiting to be woken up. Waiting for him to be wake up. Whereas the rest of his family, where he's going to have to find out, is that his mother and his 2 other sisters were killed, and there's nothing they can do about it. This is a horrible story. This is tragic, and this is something that should not be happening. But of course, it is the insanity here. Now, what we have is a simple of this, to where we have is that a Glam Brooklyn ringmaker charged with mowing down a mom and her 2 younger daughters in a horrid crash allegedly bragged about her love of street racing, a need for speed, and her expensive taste in luxe cars, the Post has learned. It says that it goes on to say here that Mary Miami, 35, who's accused of smashing her Audi into the family in the Gravesend on Saturday afternoon, had previously boasted about needing to have a fast vehicle, one of her acquaintances told the Post. She always talked about how she drove fast and wanted fast cars, said the pal who didn't want to be named. So, yeah, I get it, right? So, the point being is that this woman is a lunatic, all right? She is a lunatic. She wanted to go fast. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a man of speed myself. I like going fast, but of course, there are places and times to do it. Kind of like on a track where you are allowed to go fast, or on a drag strip where speeding is, actually allowed because, you can go speed on that type of stuff, all things like that. Even goes on to say here that she told me that she's an adrenaline junkie and always needs a thrill, and she needed to have a fast car. Uremi, who had racked up a slew of traffic violations and speeding tickets in her now wrecked Audi, had only posted on social media about snapping up a new Porsche 718 Boxster. She would always say she always has a need for speed, and she loves adrenaline. She can't sit still. That's why she wanted to buy that Porsche, the acquaintance claimed. She's like, I love to race people. That's why I want to buy that Porsche. And of course, you have here where it's an Audi A3, not an A4 or what have you, because, apparently they cannot read what's there, but that's what it is. Now, granted, guys, like I said, I like to go fast. I do go fast. I do like to go above the speed limit from time to time. It is fun. However, there is a difference between going 40 plus over the speed limit to going about 5 miles over the speed limit. Like there's a distinction here between that type of speed. Not only that, when there is a place where you are supposed to drive slow, you're supposed to drive slow. I mean, look at me. Look at this young lad here. This is me. Yeah, this is me back in the day when my dad just bought me my new car for high school. Yes, I know, privileged. I get it. call it what it is, but that's just the way it is. That was what I drove. And yes, did I rack up speeding tickets when I was a teenager? Of course. You give this guy, a kid, a fast car like that, and you expect not to drive fast. Well, be as it may, it happened. But I learned my lesson and stopped doing those type of speed stuff. And, it kind of cool it down. I still like to go fast, but obviously in an appropriate manner. This woman here has had multiple speed violations, multiple issues, and we're just going to just let this go free here, right? We're just going to allow this to be a thing where this is a constant, ongoing problem. And I don't know what else to tell you. Stupidity is your a man's best friend here, and apparently it gets a little bit worse than this, right? It just gets a little bit worse.
Now, police have charged the driver behind the wheel, 32-year-old Miriam Urimi, with multiple counts of manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, and assault in the second degree, and a slew of other charges following her speeding vehicle slamming into an Uber with passengers, including 3 children who are all okay, and then hit this family before the vehicle flipped.
Yeah, so it's not great. Now we're going to get directly into the meat and greedy here, a little bit of kind of the issues. Now, what we have here is that she had racked up 93 traffic violations, including 20 speeding tickets, unlike records show. So what we have here is that this wouldn't be an issue if the justice system actually did its job and arrested this woman, removed her actual license. But of course, they didn't do this. And the progressives are kind of just like signaling this is okay, this is good, and stuff like that. Like, it's really quite annoying. And again, we have it to where now they're going to be targeting they're going to be targeting the cars. The cars are the problem, not the laws that are actually in place here.
Now, yesterday, loved ones in the Hasidic community said their final goodbyes, all a part of the painful reality that this family is gone forever. The 3 victims' remains were flown back to Israel, where they will be buried today. Now, while some reflect on their lives, lawmakers are just outraged by the driver's actions.
With 93 violations, with $10,000 of unpaid fines.
And a suspended license.
With a suspended license, that is correct, yes.
Yes, so you heard that correctly. There was 93 infractions and 20 speeding tickets, etc., and they are just allowed. Now, what the New Yorkers want to do, what these progressives want to do, they think that's going to be the best option here is to limit people, have a speed limiter in the vehicles, because that's the reason. It's not because this woman just didn't be put in jail or her license weren't revoked or anything of that matter before this issue happened. No, we're just going to go out and go do a very communist type style thing where we're just going to restrict the ability to do this. We're going to put limiters onto this, and this is like it's going to solve the problem. This will not solve the issue. They want to put limiters into vehicles. They blame the cars, but they're not going to blame they themselves for not putting this woman in jail.
At Brooklyn Borough Hall on Monday to call for lawmakers to pass a bill that would require anyone with more than 6 speeding or red light camera tickets to have a speed limiting device in their car. We're told that device would restrict the driver from going above the speed limit. Sponsors of this legislation say this could have saved the life of 34-year-old Natasha Sada and her 2 daughters, 8-year-old Diana and 5-year-old Deborah.
75% of drivers with a suspended license get behind the wheel anyway, and they kill people, and they destroy families. There is no law, no mechanism in the state of New York, the city of New York, or any local government that allows us to restrict the ability of that vehicle to be operated on our streets in such an unsafe manner.
Yes, so you heard that right. And these people are so dumb. They're like, oh, well, because this thing happened, let's just put speed limiters that will do it. That will cause a problem. Yes, because putting speed limiters into a vehicle is going to prevent anybody from going over the speed limit, regardless of that fact, or having it removed, or just the fact that it's going to go at the highest speed that they can go, and still cause the problem. This is not going to solve any issues here. Look, it's like, let's put it simple. if this woman here had a simple of 93 traffic violations, including 20 speeding tickets, who's going to be at fault here? Because at this point, what you would do is that you would arrest these people. You would put this person in jail. This family here that you see would not actually be dead right now if you actually just did your jobs and put these guys behind bars. But since you guys are leftists and you guys are progressives, quote unquote progressives, you will not jail these people. You will not put these people in custody. You will not take these people out of the streets. So when you don't do this, you simply cause the mayhem and destruction that's going to happen in your city. Because you guys have to feel bad for all the criminals. Use the emotional outrage in order for you guys to make yourselves feel better, so you're feeling good about these criminals or what have you that is doing all these things. Well, let me break it to you. This never would have happened if this woman's license was revoked or if she was put in jail. 93 traffic violations and 20 speeding tickets. When are you going to learn that it is not necessarily the car's problem, it is a you problem? It's you not holding these people accountable here for this problem. You caused this. And now you guys have the audacity to go out and say, oh, we're going to put a hindrance on the majority of the public that are following the law, and you are going to limit on how fast they can go because of the mere fact that you didn't follow your laws. You didn't jail this person. You didn't do anything to solve this issue. I cannot stand progressives at all. They're awful. They're terrible. It is insanity to me on how we can get to this point here. Look at this. It was a year ago that I was completely broke today. I built my first Porsche 718 Boxer in a custom black and white. She did this, and she's been known to be a speed junkie. And you have all the evidence here that show that this is true, but you guys want to limit people's freedoms. This is the problem that I have with these far leftists. These liberals, these progressives, they're terrible. When things just do not go their way, or when things happen, you have to limit freedoms because you don't follow other rules or laws because it's just beneath you. It's terrible to do so. So again, I can't stand it. This has just as much a problem as the Democrats and as this lady, because you guys could have put her into jail. You guys could have done something, but instead, you guys love defending the criminals. You guys love not putting them in jail. So when you don't do this, this is a disaster. So the Democrats caused this, and this woman was just collateral at this point in time. Wake up, to progressives. You caused this issue. Now you're going to go put down limiters because you're idiots. It's astounding to me. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Let's guys share. As always, take care, my friends.